Welcome back to a special edition of Crossroads Cafe. I'm Sophia Reaves. In today's episode, Mr. Brashoff was working hard to become a citizen of the United States. It was a goal he very much wanted to achieve. And watching today's show got me to wondering about the entire process from start to finish. What's involved? How long does it take? What are the requirements? Does it cost anything? And if you want to become a U.S. citizen, is there anyone out there providing help and advice? I had lots of questions, and I would guess that many of you do too. So today we're going to provide you with the answers, because we're going to take an in-depth look at the entire naturalization process. And we'll start by meeting Mr. Gregory Collett. He's the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services District Director for the Baltimore District Office. And here's what I found out when we spoke recently. Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with us today, Mr. Collett. I'd like to start with the general overview of the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service. Could you tell us about this agency?
Certainly. USCIS is an agency that deals with immigration benefits applications. We deal with people that have a path towards something. We are comprised of approximately 18,000 employees, both government and contract positions, throughout 250 offices within the United States and abroad.
For many people, obtaining an official citizenship status in the United States is an ultimate goal. What are the various paths a person can follow to obtain this status?
There are several paths for people to become a United States citizen. The first path is through birth in the United States. The second path is if an individual is not born in the United States, but their parents become a United States citizen before they're 18, they too can become a U.S. citizen. And the third path is through naturalization.
Would you please take us step by step through how a person can obtain citizenship in the United States?
Sure. There are several requirements for a person to become a United States citizen when they file an application for naturalization. They have to be of the age of 18 or older. They have to be a person of good moral character. They have to pass a history and government test. They have to be able to demonstrate the ability to read, write, and speak English. And an individual must be physically present in the United States, and they have to have their green card for a period of 5 years or longer.
What exactly is good moral character?
Good moral character is, essentially, the person does not have a criminal history. They aren't a threat to the community. That they demonstrate the standards of being a person of good character within the community. Frequently people have arrests, and those arrests often are not disqualifying factors. You have to have good moral character for the 5 years leading up to the filing of the application. But often a problem that exists within eligibility is the applicant doesn't tell the truth. They're embarrassed by that minor arrest, and they don't acknowledge that arrest. And of course we're aware of the arrest, and the fact that they weren't honest about it becomes a disqualifying factor. Taxes, and your taxes are on time. If you have child support, that you pay child support. These are all the things in which we measure good conduct within the community, and are you a person of good moral character?
Also, can you explain physical presence?
Presence means that a person that is a lawful permanent resident is deemed to live permanently in the United States. If a person spends too much time outside the United States preceding the filing of their application for naturalization, they can be deemed eligible. Essentially, about half of the time that you're a permanent resident, you have to be in the United States, physically present in the United States.
Does USCIS offer classes or information sessions to help people work their way through the citizenship process?
Yes, there are a variety of sessions or alternatives available through USCIS. You can visit our webpage at www.uscis.gov. As well as locally, we have community resource officers that go out and work within the community and various organizations to educate folks on the naturalization process.
Could you talk with us a little about the citizenship tests and what are the requirements?
Certainly. A person must demonstrate an ability to read, write, and speak English, as well as have a basic understanding of the history and government of the United States. USCIS administers a test. It's 10 questions, and an individual must successfully complete 6 of those questions. There are some exceptions. If a person is over the age of 65 years of age or older, and they've had a green card for 20 years or longer, they have an abbreviated test that they can take, as well as a person that is of the age of 50 and have had a green card for 20 years. They are allowed to be waived of the the English requirement.
How do you test a person's ability to read, write, or speak?
Well, for example, we will ask an individual to read a sentence such as, "Who was George Washington?" And we will also ask them to write the sentence, "Who was George Washington?" So we'll test the ability to read, write, and speak through asking questions and having the applicant write the responses or write a sentence.
How much does the naturalization process cost, and where can you find those forms?
Well, all of our forms are available free of charge at USCIS.gov, and the naturalization application in particular costs $675. It's $595 plus a fee of $80 for the capture of biometrics fingerprints. If you're 75 years of age or older, the biometrics fee is not charged, and it is simply $595.
At the end of the entire naturalization process, there's an official swearing-in ceremony. Could you talk with us a little about what happens there and what it's like?
Certainly. The swearing-in ceremony is the end of the process for an individual. That is where the individual becomes a United States citizen. Though the person may have passed their test or succeeded through their interview successfully, they're not a U.S. citizen until they actually take the oath of allegiance. The oath of allegiance is essentially the taking an oath to support the United States and relinquish obligations to any other foreign governments. During the ceremony, not only is the oath administered, but a message from the President is given and a variety of other information concerning how to obtain a passport, other processes for securing benefits for immigration benefits for family members are discussed. And at the end of the ceremony, the individual is awarded their naturalization certificate.
What other resources do you have available for people who are interested in the whole naturalization process?
We have a variety of resources available on our website. One of the resources is a USCIS naturalization interview and test video. It's a 16-minute video that provides an overview of the naturalization process, and it includes eligibility requirements. Another resource that is available is a guide to naturalization. It contains information about the naturalization process, laws, regulations, eligibility criteria. And the third resource that's available is a civics and citizenship toolkit. This toolkit contains a variety of educational materials designed to help permanent residents learn more about the U.S. and prepare for the naturalization process.
How long does the process of naturalization take?
Here in the Baltimore district, which services the entire state of Maryland, the naturalization process takes approximately 3 months from the time of filing through the time of naturalization.
How many people have been naturalized in Baltimore in the past year?
Here in Baltimore, we conduct a naturalization ceremony almost every business day of the week. Often we conduct more than one ceremony a day. Thus far in this fiscal year, we've naturalized over 11,000 people. Since 2007, we've naturalized over 63,000 people in this district.
What percentage of applicants achieve naturalization?
This district enjoys an approval rate that exceeds 90% of its applicants for naturalization. So well over 90% of the folks that apply for naturalization here in Baltimore are approved.
What advice can you give people who are applying for naturalization?
Be prepared, study, ensure that you understand the history and government of the United States and that you have the ability to read, write, and speak English.
Welcome back. Mr. Collett provided us with lots of information on the naturalization process. So let's quickly review his main points. The United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, or USCIS, is the agency you will work with if you have a path towards U.S. citizenship. And the path towards U.S. citizenship are birth in the United States, if you were not born in the U.S. but your parents became U.S. citizens before they turned 18, and naturalization. When filing an application for naturalization, you must meet several requirements for your application to be successful. You must be 18 or older, you must be a person of good moral character, you must pass a history and government test, you must demonstrate an ability to read and write English, you must physically be present in the U.S., and you have to have your green card for at least 5 years. Mr. Collett also told us about the citizenship test requirement. Applicants for naturalization must demonstrate an ability to read and write English, and you must have a basic understanding of the history and government of the U.S. You'll demonstrate these abilities during interviews and also during a required 10-question test. You must get at least 6 answers correct on the test. There are some exceptions, however. If you're 65 or older and you've had a green card for 20 or more years, you get to take a shorter test. And a person who's at least 50 years old and has their green card for 20 or more years doesn't need to meet the English requirement. There is a cost for applying and completing the naturalization process. The naturalization application fee is $675, which includes an $80 charge for biometric fingerprinting. If you're 75 or older, there's no charge for the fingerprinting. For all the forms you'll need to start the naturalization process, visit the USCIS website at www.uscis.gov. The USCIS also has resources available to make sure you're educated and prepared for the naturalization process. One is a USCIS interview and test video that provides an overview of the process. Another is a guide to naturalization that provides information on the laws and eligibility requirements. And there's also a civics and citizenship toolkit. It's filled with educational materials to help permanent residents learn more about the U.S. and help them prepare for the naturalization process. You can find out how to get these learning resources by, again, visiting the USCIS website at www.uscis.gov. In addition, USCIS also offers information and training sessions to educate people interested in the naturalization process. I went to one of these sessions recently at the Public Library in Oxon Hill, Maryland, and talked briefly with Denise Jones, a USCIS Community Resource Officer, who was conducting the class. We talked about the purpose of the information sessions.
This is an information session for applicants that will be applying for naturalization, applying to get their citizenship in the United States. Mainly we try to focus on people that are legal permanent residents, meaning that they have their green card already and they are eligible for citizenship.
And we also talked about what she goes over during these sessions.
Going to be going over the application process, the eligibility requirements, and a little bit about the interviewing process. So we're going to be showing PowerPoint. I have handouts, flashcards regarding the citizenship test, so the prospective applicants could study for the test, the history and civics portion.
The USCIS holds the information sessions frequently. To find out when a session will be held in your area, visit the USCIS website at www.uscis.gov and click on Outreach. Then on the left side of the screen, click on Upcoming Local Engagements to see the schedule of the information sessions and open houses. In addition to all the assistance you can get directly from USCIS to help you through the naturalization process, there are other places in our area that you can turn to for help. One great resource is Montgomery College. And I had a chance to speak with Donna Kinerney, who heads up one of the very helpful programs offered by MC. Let's start by describing what this grant actually is and what it will enable the college to do for people in our area.
Sure. This grant is allowing us to offer now free citizenship classes to legal permanent residents in our area. And what that means is that for folks who want to apply for citizenship, there is an actual test that you have to go through. These classes help prepare folks for that test.
Who awarded this grant to Montgomery College, and how did the college get it?
This was a grant through Homeland Security, so we applied, the Office of Citizenship specifically. So we applied for this. It was a competitive grant. We understand about 400 different agencies applied for it, and about 35 got the grant. So we were pleased about that.
Why has the USCIS made this grant available, and what's their goal?
It's an administration goal, as I understand it, and the goal is to just simply get more people on the road to citizenship. It brings with it a number of different advantages, the ability to vote, for example, that really help people become fuller members of the community.
Let's talk about the classes this grant will support. What subjects will they cover?
The test covers reading, writing, listening, and speaking, and all of those skills are integrated into the actual test. So that's what we do in classes. We do reading, writing, listening, and speaking. We cover the history, the government, and the civics information that people need to do well on the test. We do practice interviews. We also do a lot of confidence building activities, because it's pretty scary when you're a language learner to walk into an interview situation where you're trying to, under all that pressure, produce some answers.
How will the classes be structured and taught?
They're in classroom settings, but folks work in small groups. They work one-on-one. Sometimes they might work with a volunteer. All of them are taught by professional instructors. And folks also have homework assignments that we call enhanced integration tasks, where they go out into the community and do some assignments.
What language are the classes taught in?
We teach the classes all in English. We can work with folks who are beginning level students up to advanced level students. It doesn't matter how much English anybody knows when they come in the door, that's okay. They are welcome to come.
How many days per week will students attend these classes, and how many sessions will each class have?
That really depends. The classes themselves are 60 hours, and we have many different kinds of schedules. So some of them will meet several times a week, some of them will be on weekends, so it really sort of depends on the schedule that folks select. But they're all 60-hour chunks of class time.
How much does it cost to take these classes?
The classes are free. That's what we're very excited about. The classes are free. There is a small charge for books, but the classes are free.
And who is eligible to take these classes?
Anybody who's a legal permanent resident is eligible.
How and where do they sign up for them?
The first step is to go to an orientation session and understand if the class is right for you and your needs. You can find out that schedule by going to the Montgomery College website, and if you just type in citizenship, a flyer will come up that shows you all of the information.
Where are these classes offered?
All over the county. There are some in the Down County area, Silver Spring, Rockville, all the way up to Germantown.
I understand there's also a community requirement for these classes. Can you explain what it is and how will it work?
Sure. This is something new that we're just trying now, but we're very excited about it. We call them enhanced integration tasks, and that's a long, complicated, name for something that's really very easy. Basically, we give people assignments to go out into their communities. So, for example, some folks might go to a museum, and we encourage people to take their friends and their families. They have a list of tasks that they would complete at the museum, specific questions that they would ask, then they come back to their class and they do a little write-up, a little report to their class on the experience that they had. Some other folks are choosing to go to school board meetings, for example, and take notes during the school board meeting to understand more about how that works. We had one very happy student who actually took his grandfather to see all of the African American museums in the area, and found this a hugely enriching experience. And so people are a little bit reluctant about it, but then they really understand how important it can be to becoming more familiar with the community.
What's the ultimate goal of these classes?
The ultimate goal really is better integration into the community. But citizenship is certainly a goal, but understanding and becoming a more active community member is really one of the big features.
Why was the college eager to receive the grant?
Right now, the cost of the application for citizenship is $680, and that's a huge expenditure if you're talking about trying to get your entire family naturalized all at once. Trying to add on another cost for a class is just unbearable for families, particularly in this economy. So the fact that we could offer these classes for free and serve a wide range of our community members is really important to the college.
My thanks to Donna Kinerney, Instructional Dean for Montgomery College. Let's quickly go over what we learned about the Montgomery College program. MC offers classes free of charge to legal permanent residents. MC is offering the classes for free because applying for citizenship is pretty expensive, and the college felt it was important to be able to offer the classes to help as many people in our area as possible. The classes help prepare you for the citizenship test. They concentrate on the subjects that the citizenship test covers. So in class, you'll practice reading, writing, listening, and speaking in English. You'll learn about U.S. history, government, and civics information. And you'll also practice interviewing, take part in confidence-building activities, and have assignments that take you out into the community around you. The classes are taught in English by professional instructors in classroom settings, small groups, and one-on-one instruction. The classes are 60 hours in length, and lots of different possible schedules are offered, evenings, weekends, and during the day. And they're offered all over Montgomery County. To sign up for the classes, you'll first need to go to an orientation session to see if the classes fit your needs. To check the schedule of orientation sessions, visit www.montgomerycollege.edu and type in citizenship in the search box at the top of the page. That takes you to a flyer that lists the dates and times of all the orientation sessions. You can also call and ask questions at 240-567-8169. Of course, everyone who begins learning about the naturalization process has but one dream, and that's to become a citizen of the United States. On our show today, we learned about the steps involved in the process, how long it takes, and what you must learn to achieve your goal. We also found out about the help you can get from the information sessions that the USCIS regularly holds. And we've also learned about a program that Montgomery College offers, free of charge, to help you prepare for citizenship. All of what we've learned leads us to the ultimate goal, and that's when you take the oath of allegiance to the United States and become a naturalized U.S. citizen. I was honored to have a chance to recently attend one of these moving ceremonies, so let's take a look. All swearing-in ceremonies begin with everyone singing the national anthem.
My name is Natalie Watson, Supervisor for U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, and I would like to welcome you to this afternoon's naturalization ceremony. Would everyone in the room that is able, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Before you take the oath of citizenship, I would like to take a moment to reflect upon the important step you're about to take. You will soon be receiving the most important gift this country can bestow, and in the process will become part of a special nation of people. What makes us a nation set apart is our willingness to accept strangers among us, and while making them a part of us, not expecting those persons to surrender their identities or cultural heritages. No matter how different each of you are, when you leave this room today, you'll share one thing in common: United States citizenship. Would all the 55 candidates for citizenship please stand, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help me God. Congratulations. You made it through.
After our newest American citizens were sworn in, they joined together for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a welcome from the President.
Would everyone in the room that is able, please stand, face the flag, place your right hand over your heart, and recite the Pledge of Allegiance together with me. Everyone should stand if you're able. Please stand if you're able. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. concludes our ceremony for today, except for the issuance of your certificate. Once you receive your certificate, please review it and make sure all the information is correct. If any corrections are needed on your certificate, please see myself or the officer prior to leaving the ceremony. But before we present your certificates, we do have a message from the President of the United States.
It's an honor and a privilege to call you a fellow citizen of the United States of America. This is now officially your country, your home to protect, to defend, and to serve through active and engaged citizenship. Together, we are a nation united not by any one culture or ethnicity or ideology, but by the principles of opportunity, equality, and liberty that are enshrined in our founding documents. Today marks a very special day in your life. You've traveled a long path to get here. You've sworn a solemn oath to this country and now have all the rights of citizenship. With the privilege of citizenship, though, come great responsibilities. And so I ask that you use your freedoms and your talents to contribute to the good of our nation and the world. Always remember that in America, no dream is impossible. Like the millions of immigrants who have come before you, you have the opportunity to enrich this country through your contributions to civic society, business, culture, and your community. You can help write the next great chapter in our American story. And together, we can keep the beacon that is America burning bright for all the world to see. I'm proud to welcome you as a new citizen of this country. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.
After the ceremony, I had a chance to meet a few of our newest American citizens. Can you describe how you feel now that you become a U.S. citizen?
Right now, I'm be happy and nervous too.
I feel so excited. I'm very happy. It takes, I don't know how to describe it. It takes a few minutes to become a U.S. citizen. The arrangement is super. It's a solid arrangement made by the government. I'm so happy, delighted.
And also, how long did it take for you to become a U.S. citizen?
15 years.
And how do you feel right now?
Feels great.
Feels great?
Yes.
Great, and great.
That's the way to put it.
Yes.
And how long did it take you to become a U.S. citizen?
Just 5 years.
5 years? Thank
And
you.
the actual application time was like less than 2 months, so that was nice.
You too can follow in the footsteps of our newest American citizens. Mr. Collett advised all applicants to study hard, be prepared, and make sure you understand the history and government of the U.S. And also make sure you can read and write English. And to find out more about the steps involved in becoming a naturalized citizen of the United States, visit the USCIS website at www.uscis.gov. You can also help prepare yourself by looking into the Citizenship Education Program developed by Montgomery College. For information on the free classes offered by MC, visit www.montgomerycollege.edu and type in citizenship in the search box at the top of the homepage. You can also get information by calling 240-567-8169. And that's all the time we have for today's special edition of Crossroads Cafe. If you'd like to find out when this and other episodes of Crossroads Cafe air on Montgomery College Television, please call 240-567-7160 or visit www.montgomerycollege.edu/MCTV. I'm Sophia Reaves, and thanks for watching Crossroads Cafe.